everyone, it's Kimberly from Ask God's Turn Tarot. We're going to be looking at a collective reading just to see some energies, see what's going on with the crystals, what energy is present in a collective. Okay, we're going to get started with crystals. Take the leather deck. Well, there's definitely a creative energy to move forward with something in a more stable manner. I want to say that's the angels are on board. To move forward creatively in a stable manner. It's a focusing energy. Okay. I want to get it in crystal form with the cards, the oracle cards. This is for the collective energy for as the cards turn. On the bottom of the deck, we have Lemurian Quartz, which is practice patience. So right off the jump, we have that on the bottom of the deck. We came forward with sodalite, jade, and labradorite, which I was feeling them. Speak your truth, okay? See the magic, and look at the bigger, and be the bigger person. So, again, a calm matter, more focus, being the bigger person in a situation, knowing and having clarity is what I see on the board with this. I also see a positive outcome moving forward as well. One more for the collective. One more for the collective and who they're dealing with. Two. That should be good. Let's see what that says for who you're dealing with. Aquamarine, go with the flow. That's the energy around you. And bringing in the light. So somebody's trying to help you in some way. Find clarity, ground something. Or remain calm in a situation. Let's see if there were blocks here. Let's see what's going on over here. Jade energy. Jade is healing as well. Be the bigger person. Maybe you're trying to help somebody heal, or you had to do something in a situation where you had to stop for a better of a situation, or change something for a better of a situation. I don't know. You're summoning somebody, you're thinking about something. It's very, very, very complicated. You know, you're at 11. So it's complicated for both parties. It's, I guess, to be patient. You're love on the board at a 10, so something might have been complete, but you're questioning a judgment. You're making it more complicated than it should be. So that could be a block, too. In love. Maybe letting go of something that you're making more complicated as well. Can I have one more on that, love? Oh, one more, please. For their greatest good on number 10. What they're summoning in love. This might be a block or it might be a blessing. Warrior. You know, so that's a good energy to have, you know, and I picked that painting today because it's like I wanted to see where you were focused, where you were headed, you know, and you were hurt in this situation, whoever this is, you know. It could be both parties, but there's a hurt energy. Let's see. For collective. Just be patient. Let's look at the patience. Well, I know you guys want to look at the warrior, so we'll look at the warrior real quick, and they're holding me to it. And it's the North Node upside down. A comfort tone. You know, and there's a facade with it. There's a timing card, and then it stops itself there. So that's what was held. On the bottom of the deck with that is Again, the watching card, observing card. Let's see why the Warrior's here, please, for the collective. Warrior energy for the collective. You got the Sun. You got family. I'm going to give it to you. There's something that you're not bringing forward, or you are not willing to look at in the moon energy. You noticed a pattern with an energy, and you gained strength through it. Even the Warrior energy, that's what that was. And these both came upside down. There's something, you know, of truth. There's something of distance. There's a timeout. You know, there was an expression of truth. Now, you know, I think this could be family, but I see that as a support with the surrounding crystal cards with it, you know. I see the love here. I see you summoning. I see you recognizing something in a family unit and in a distance apart. So this turned into a family reading, which can get deep. What's the summoning here for? And that, I think, goes with the citrine to balance things out. Citrine, please. Can I have one on the citrine energy? Bring it to light. Well, memories. And there's some nostalgia with it. But that's okay. We all have that. Something in the past, you know, and the separation is really hurting and you're summoning somebody. Maybe there was an argument a while back and it's starting to creep up and you're both summoning each other. That's how I feel. You're both putting a light out there to hopefully get something and past the nostalgia as well. Let's see what the bottom card is for that. Receive. But shielded. That you're allowing yourself to receive. You know, opening up there. So maybe, you know, one is wishing that somebody would, you know, open up a little bit. One is nostalgia, right? And let's see what the balance is between the aquamarine. Can I have one on the aquamarine? Well, it's not stable. One or more parties is not stable with something in this union. One on the aquamarine for the greatest good. A balance. Masculine energy, yang. Confidence, assertiveness, protectiveness, little wounded, aggressive. So, you know, I think that's what's coming in and the nostalgia that's come wants to stay there. You know, I think these go together there. You know, whether it was harsh words or something was said, you know, that's been a long time and it wasn't called for. There needs to be a balance in it. And then, you know, you both, when it really comes down to it, are wounded, but your family, whoever this is for. And strength and sun was right upside, so. Let's get a smaller breakdown. One drop of doubt wipes it out. So maybe one's thinking, oh, I don't want to contact them. It's like that kind of energy. Yet there's love on the board. There's woundedness on the board. There's family on the board comes first. Let's get one for this aquamarine on a smaller breakdown. Go with the flow. I think that's what that hidden factor is, you know, what the light is. Like the guiding light. There's something here about a guiding light. Yeah, you both want to juggle this. Two of Pentacles. You're both thinking about it. You're both weighing it out. Slow about it, too. One is thinking about it. One wants to rush. One wants to slow down. See? Could be dealing with a Sagittarius. Could be dealing with an Aries. Got Justice here. You got, it's a soulmate energy. You got Justice, and I think it's the way you're summoning each other and remembering who you are and letting the nostalgia pass it. I think that's the positive balance in this and what you're working on with the King of Swords here. Let's see what's underneath that. A change and the truth. There has been a significant change regarding the truth. And the soulmate energy. And there's a waiting period with it right now. Almost a block. Sun upside down. So we've got a block in the balance. What could we do to change that? What could we do to change that? What could they do to alleviate this block? Well, you got it upside down. There's greediness, there's resources, there's financial insecurity, there's making large purchases, there's a waste of money here, and then there's doing it again or recovering of that. The celebration cards, I don't like that energy as well. Overloaded, overburdened, responsible, stressed, burnt out, problems. One is going through a lot. Let's see what the other person is going through. There needs to be this change. One is really going through a lot, wasting a lot of time, maybe partying. I have to say it. Soulmate energy twice on the board. Two of Cups upside down. Two of Wands, yeah. Choices. On the bottom of the deck, sneakiness. So somebody realizes the choices that one of the other person's making is a little sneaky and one's pulling back, causing the separation. But the masculine energy had to step forward in a protected manner, but maybe too much forward, like brought other situations that shouldn't have been in there. There was a resistance, that blocked that. And now there's just those words repeating. Whatever that negative words were. There's still a resistance here. On both sides. Could be brother, sister, cousins, like that. Maybe one tried to make an attempt and the other one pulled back and was defensive right away and was only looking at the fire and the yang energy over here. And looking at the angry, what was hurtful, what was angry with it. Yeah, that's what it's working on. That's what they're thinking about here. But they're slowly and surely looking at the benefits. They do want to come to you, you see. But they're not. And why is that? And here's the Sun, slow and steadily, they're hoping that you feel the same way. Or that you understand their knowledge that they're not working on it and not communicating, leaving communication out. There's a closed book here, so to be sad, I knew it. Five of Pentacles. They're not knowing what to do with this. Not knowing what to do with the pain. But there's an underlining wish here. That just communicate, that you stop leaving each other out to deal with it. This incomplete feeling, only leaves faith in only leaves faith like, I know that you just love each other. It's a family attitude, but not giving any kind of reciprocation to an argument leaves a stagnant energy and just hurtful feelings. not know when to stay or go. On the bottom of the deck, you got the Death card. It's got the working on it, planting the seeds differently, because the energy of different to receive here. Maybe someone's in the South Node, someone's in the North Node, and you're hoping that it play catch up. But you can't like predict someone else's outcome in their journey. If it's not with you for a period of a time, there is a reason why. And that's why family members separate. So if somebody's feeling it, and someone thinks about it and lets it go, so one is more affected than the other, but the other person knows that they're affected. So that's the energy I don't quite like. But you know, let's look at something else here. The dominance, the masculine energy. Can I have one for the greatest good, please? You got a mouse in the house. Phoenix rising. And not coming through the ashes. You know, you could be dealing with a Sag. This happened a lot. Yeah, and it's coming to a complete cycle. The earthworm, sideways. So one is worried that, you know, will it ever be grounded? Will there ever be fast communication? Or one tries every time and the other pulls back to set it. Yeah, Gazelle. Come and go, come and go. One feels like if they put an effort in, it's only going to be short-lived, that there's going to be something that repeats itself. I want to see. I count to 4 after I split them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Motions. A reaction bigger than it should have been, you know, or not given a reaction. Not being a part of. Okay? Not really grounding it, but observing it and leaving it unknown. That's what I thought. Why are they doing this? Why? They're protecting themselves. They're nurturing themselves. They're going through it. You know, one is trying to be compassionate. This one is not making an offer whatsoever. No offer of love, and one is, like I said. One is trying to guard this and protect it, maybe controlling it. Maybe something in the summer had happened. There was progress since then, you know, but there's still a wishing and there's loneliness here. Like, you just both feel this way. It could be sister, brother, cousins. Self-care. Maybe one went into self-care so much that the energy disconnected. And the old times of the celebrating here that I seen in the earlier cards, somebody changed. Somebody gave a self-care to it. And that's the unknown about it. Got their life together. Made a decision to. They are all contemplating over each other because it's right there. Maybe you help somebody move forward in a healing process. And if they could, they would give you a kiss, you know, and they would say, I love you. But the spirit guides are kind of blocking this. So it has to be blocked right now. Yeah, someone needs to go in there through their south node to get to their north node. And again, spring, summer, a change, a new beginning, a new onlook to look at it. You know, I'm sorry that you guys are going through this, but there is prosperity to receive. There is prosperity to put the masculine energy to rest, the overexerting or the trying to push it or control it, you know. And always remember that that's family. And maybe you'll have a timing card in the summer where somebody will give. You know, something will give because something's got to give here. Something's got to give. Listen, you both don't wish on this, you know. You're feeling trapped. So you say anything, you're thinking about each other. There's a twin flame energy, and there can be a twin flame energy in family because twin flames teach each other something. And this is a separation. You got to deal with it. Look at it differently, you know. Think about what it was. What didn't make it did, you know. That's what's thinking. That's the thoughts about it. Look, the thoughts. Where wasn't your wish in this separation, right? But there's something that has to be learned in love. In the summer, self-care came out. You nurtured yourself. And maybe there's a message about one had to go a different journey and the other had to go a different journey, and the journey that you had was an illusion, or the partying aspect was of it, and somebody straightened their butt out and somebody didn't. Strong soulmate energy. Twin flame keeps popping out. Inner child. So this could be a rough childhood. Decisions, rough decisions just made. Feminine energies coming through. Yang, the emotional side of it. Toxicity. It was, you know, there was a lot of loss. There was a lot of self-controlling or self-medicating. A lot of sabotage in one's journey, and together is, ooh, no. You know, disharmony. all right. Somebody made some bad choices when they were younger or whatever is here on the board, you know. I don't want to put that much into it, you know. It happened. It was unexpected. It was in the past, you know, and there's an attraction to it. So it could be dealing with, I hate to say it, but you know what I'm going to say. Addictions. An attraction in the past that was unexpected. One night stand energy and a no spark to it, you know. That explains it in a nutshell, don't it? There's suffering. Sick and suffering. I guess let's just take a moment of silence for that. Yeah. Yep. Whoever this is for, you keep moving forward. I don't care who's pulling you back, whatever. Ace of Fire, of course. Keep moving forward. You have your own passions. And somebody doesn't in this separation. So you just keep doing you. And the other person will catch up sooner or later, I guess. We'll get one on them. Oh, let's put it out. And renewal. The spark came sideways. So you both have a spark. So put it that way. Be careful what the spark's about. Because there was some of a warning here. Maybe you need to lean on family. Maybe that's the key message here. Karma. Ooh. Don't create no karma in this separation. You know? Let it balance itself out, because karma underneath that is balance. Let me show you. Balance in the negative and the positive. being there through the shallows, being there for one another. When one has to go through karma, maybe one doesn't have to go through karma. Family's there for you. External party keeps coming around with a renewal, so there might be one person in this structure, and I think they're pushing the other person to keep it longer than it should be. Mm-hmm. So that tears us apart. Which I don't really quite like that card. So give it no thought. Nobody owes nobody nothing. Fulfillment. It's about all you owe. Alright, this got deep, and I knew it was going to 25, 58, 59. But it also shows a completion, There is love on the board, there is thinking about each other, but there's stubbornness. Stubborn. Someone, both parties are being stubborn because there's a guiding light here. Look, even the dog's crying. So, I hope this gets better. And I wish the wish that you really wish comes true, and that you reunite and receive the love that's on that board. Definitely. And get past the illusion, which was upside down. So I like that energy. I'm going to leave it there. Thank God, because there's more misunderstanding on the board than there really isn't. I'm surprised you're not like, what are we mad at? Like, why am I mad at you? It's type of energy. Oh, goodness. Have a good day.